that you'll never have a broken heart. Though the world is cold, just remember who you are. And I pray.
Hey. Say hey. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all about how I found out I was pregnant at 16. So, I met my baby daddy my freshman year of high school, and we was brothers and sisters. Whatever, y'all know how they go. So, we started talking the summer after sophomore year, and when we started back school for our junior year, he was my boyfriend, and he took my virginity. We started having sex or whatever, and he was the first boy I ever had sex with. And me and my mama, we had like a real close bond at the time, so she thought that I would come to her and tell her that I was having sex, or that I was ready to have sex, or whatever the case was. I don't know why she thought that, but she thought that. So anyways, one day I was with him, and he was getting ready to drop me off at home. Well, he dropped me off at home, and I come in the house thinking everything is cool, you know, everything good. My mama came in my room, and she was like, Tay dropped you off? And I was like, what? And she was like, Tay dropped you off. Mind you, I wasn't supposed to be with him. She thought I was at my friend's house or whatever, but he had came over like some months before that to get a plate because she cooked, and she remembered the sound of his car. So she didn't see him drop me off, but she heard his car, so she say. So that's how she figured that he dropped me off. So by that time, and she put it all in her head that he dropped me off, that I was with him, she started yelling at me or whatever, and the first thing I said was, I'm not pregnant, I'm not pregnant. And she hadn't even mentioned nothing about me being pregnant, but that's how she knew that I was having sex, because I said that. So anyways, we had a little talk, me, him, his daddy, my mama. We had a little talk, and that's how she found out that I was having sex. And she was hurt, like it hurt her feelings real bad, whatever. And I felt bad, but then again I didn't, because I was like, that's what I wanted to do, so that's what I did. So yeah. So after she found out that I was having sex or whatever, she wanted to take me to the doctor so that I can get on birth control. Me, in my head, I'm like, I'm not pregnant, I can't get pregnant, but she want me to get on birth control. I guess I get on birth control, whatever she want me to do, I'ma do, so I can continue doing what I've been doing, you know. So she took me to the doctor, and they tried to put me on a depot shot, but they, you know, they gotta run like tests on you to see if you have any STD or anything. So they ran the test on me or whatever, and when they ran the test, they tried to give me the birth control at the same time, but they told me that I had to be bleeding in order to get on birth control. So they was like, we're gonna go ahead and let you leave because we can't put you on birth control today since you're not bleeding. Mind you, my period hadn't came in like 3 months. So they was like, we're gonna call you and let you know if you're pregnant or if you have any STDs. But if you don't hear a phone call from us, then you're good. Just come back whenever your period come or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I leave the doctor's office, get in the car, text my boyfriend. I was like, they said if I'm pregnant or if I got an STD, then they gonna call me. If I don't hear a call back from them, then we good. So we like, okay, whatever. So days was going by. And my mama wasn't letting me go nowhere because she didn't want me to get pregnant. So she was keeping me like at home for like all Thanksgiving break I was at home, and all Christmas break I was at home. Like I was at home for that long. But I was sneaking him in, and we were still having sex during those times, but she didn't know that. So one day I tried to ask her, can I go to my friend's house or whatever. I was like, can I go to my friend's house, and I was gonna get picked up from my friend's house and still go with him. I was bad, y'all. Like, I don't know. So mom was like, no, you're not going nowhere until you start bleeding. So I'm mad or whatever because I'm like, I really want to get out this house. Like, I've been in this house for so fucking long, it don't make no sense. So anyways, she never let me go nowhere or whatever. And I was just sitting at home, and I would get these real bad cramps, like real bad cramps. And I'm just like, okay, my period finna come, you know? Because you cramp before your period come or whatever. Girl, no period. So I'm just sitting thinking like, I know I'm not pregnant. I can't be pregnant. So I'm just praying and praying like, God, please just let my period come so I can get out this house. Like, I just didn't want to be in the house. And it never crossed my mind that I was pregnant. Like, it never crossed my mind because I'm really thinking that I can't get pregnant. So anyways, days were still going by. Periods still haven't came. Whatever. And I was finna take a shower one day, and I had took all my clothes off, and I was looking in the mirror, and like, if you know me, you know I've never had no breasts, like, never. And like, it looked like my boobs was getting big. And so I was like, what is this? So I looked it up on Google. You know, you can't never look nothing up on Google because you finna die tomorrow and all of that. So it said pregnancy. I brushed it off. I didn't let it faze me. I was like, okay, whatever. So then the next day, I started getting like veins. Like, they was just popping out everywhere. They was like bluish, greenish looking veins. And my veins don't pop out. So I'm like, what the hell is going on with me? So I looked it up again. Still said pregnancy. Y'all, I'm not trying to hear nothing about no pregnancy. Nothing at all. I'm just trying to see a way to like, no. Because I wasn't pregnant. I had it in my heart that I wasn't pregnant. So I won't let nobody tell me that I was pregnant. So I started that later on that night. I was just so miserable, y'all. I had to stay in the house and I couldn't do nothing. Like, I still talked to my boyfriend, FaceTime him and all that, but that wasn't enough for me. So later on that night, I got on Google and I looked up like how to take a home pregnancy test. And it was basically saying like to just pee in a cup, and when you pee in a cup, let it sit for 24 hours, and if it foam up, you're pregnant, and if it don't foam up, you're not pregnant. So I did it. So it didn't foam up, y'all. So I'm like, okay, I'm not pregnant, so I'm not pregnant. You know, I didn't tell my mama that because I didn't want her to think that I thought that I was pregnant. When I really didn't think that I was pregnant, I was just trying to, since I was looking up everything and it was telling me that I was pregnant, I was trying to get an alternative. Just like, you know, I'm not pregnant. I know I'm not pregnant, so let me find something to tell me that I'm not pregnant, you know? So yeah, that happened or whatever. So it's Christmas break by this time, and it's time to go back to school from Christmas break. And my boyfriend was like, I'm not going to school tomorrow because I can't even remember what he was going to do, but he was like, I'm not going to school. You know how it is. When your boyfriend don't go to school, you don't go to school. So that Monday morning, I wake up and I was like, Mama, I don't feel good. And I went to the restroom, pretend like I was throwing up, but I really wasn't throwing up. And she was like, go in there and lay down. I know why you don't feel good, da-da-da. My mom already had everything programmed in her head that I was pregnant. She told me that she knew that I was pregnant, but that was making me mad, so I didn't let it faze me. I never let it get to me. So I went in there and laid down, whatever. The whole time I'm not sick. I feel perfectly fine. Just didn't want to go to school. So time passed, and I had fell asleep. I was sleeping like a whole lot. And then like my mama would make my favorite meals, and when she would make them, like, I couldn't eat all my food. It would make my stomach hurt, or it'll make me gag. And so like that was a symptom, but I never paid attention to it. I was just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And so, and one day I was cheering, and when I was cheering or whatever, I came home from my game, and it was like 3 cats on my porch. So I always heard the little, you know, the little old school thing about if it's cats on your porch, somebody in the house pregnant. So I instantly told my boyfriend, I'm like, cats was on my porch. I don't know who pregnant, but it's not me, you know, because your girl was not finna be pregnant. I don't care. I was not finna be pregnant. So yeah, back to the school thing. So I stayed home and I slept for some hours or whatever. And my little brother got out of school at 3 o'clock. So he came home, and mind you, my mama had already told him, your sister's sick, so she stayed home. So somebody will be there with you when you get out of school. So the first thing he does when he gets out of school is comes to my room. And by this time, it's 3:30. I really wasn't feeling good, y'all. Like, I really started feeling sick. Like, I had got a fever and everything. So I asked my brother, can you make me some noodles? So when he put the noodles in the microwave, the smell, it made my stomach like turn. Like, I couldn't take it. So I told my brother, I was like, Tookie, I don't feel good, you know, I don't feel good. And so he was like, Bree, you look real pale. So he started like feeling my neck, and he called my mom. He was crying. He was like, Bree's real hot and I don't know what to do, So my mama rushed home from work, took me to the hospital, y'all. The whole time we sitting at the hospital just waiting or whatever. Me and my mama, mind you, we had a real close bond. But at the time, like, our relationship was like real flippy, because she didn't like the fact that I didn't come to her and tell her, because we was like best friends. And I mean, I see where she coming from, but then she gotta understand that I'm a teenager, you know? And I'm not finna just come to you like, oh, mama, I wanna have sex, can you give me a condom, you know? So, I don't know why she thought that. But like, our relationship was like rocky at the time. Like, it was like a bumpy road. So we would still like make the best of it, but you could tell that it was like some tension in there. So we waiting at the hospital, waiting for them to call my name or whatever. And we just talking or whatever, and she was like, are you okay? Whatever. She kept asking me, was I okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And she's like, are you hungry? And I was like, no. Mind you, I hadn't ate nothing that whole entire day. So we went to Chick-fil-A. It was right by the hospital. We went to Chick-fil-A, and she got me something to eat. I love Chick-fil-A, but I really couldn't eat it. Like, I had this little tension in my stomach, and I just couldn't eat. Like, I don't know, something was wrong with me. I just couldn't eat. So anyways, we go back to the hospital or whatever. We still waiting in the waiting room. They finally call my name. So as they call my name, they asked me what was going on with me, and my mama wasn't really letting me talk. She was talking, but she never mentioned nothing about pregnancy or no pregnancy symptoms or nothing. She was just like, test her for strep throat, because she always gets strep throat around this time of the year. So in my head, I'm like, okay, because I'm thinking she finna make them give me a pregnancy test. So I'm like, you know, my girl, she on the right path or whatever. So we in there, whatever, and they kept coming back telling me I didn't have strep throat, I didn't have pneumonia, I didn't have the flu, like I didn't have none of anything that the symptoms that I had and the stuff that was connected to it, I didn't have none of that. So my mama, one of the nurses left, and she was like, she was gonna come right back to give me some medicine. And when she left, my mama was like, if you don't have your period by Friday, I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna get that $25 pregnancy test, and you're gonna take it, because I need to know what's going on with you. And I was like, nah, mama, I'm not taking no pregnancy test because I'm not pregnant. There's no reason for me to take a pregnancy test. And she was like, Bree, you don't know that you're not pregnant. She was like, you don't know? She's like, how do you know? And I was like, because I know. I said, my heart is telling me that I'm not pregnant, because I'm not pregnant. Like, I wasn't going for it at all. I didn't care. So the nurse came back or whatever, and she gave me some medicine. She was like, I need you to sit for 30 minutes with the medicine. So I'm like, okay, cool. So me and my mama just talking, time just flying by or whatever. And the nurse came back in, and she was like, go ahead and give her a pee test for a pregnancy test. I'm just like, you really gonna sit here and embarrass me in front of all of these people in this hospital? Like, even though it was just me, her, and the nurse, but still, don't do that. Don't do me like that, you know? So they made me pee, whatever. I'm confident, y'all. I just knew I wasn't pregnant. So I go to the restroom, pee in a cup, come back. I handed her the little cup. I was like, here you go, because I wasn't pregnant, you know? So she came back in the room, whatever. Mind y'all, we had been there for like 4 or 5 hours. And in the midst of her like going to run my pee test or whatever, my mama was texting my boyfriend, and she was like, I'm finna make them give her a pregnancy test, so are y'all good? And he texted back, and he was like, yeah, I think we good. And she was like, what you mean you think y'all good? You need to know that y'all good. And he was like, LOL, yeah, we good. So she was like, oh yeah, you for sure getting a pregnancy test. But she had already took my urine or whatever, so it didn't change nothing. So anyways, we still sitting there, we talking whatever. And when she came back, she had made my mama get out the room. She was like, can you step out real fast? I need to talk to Miss Williams. So I'm all jolly and stuff, just waiting on her to tell me that I'm not pregnant. I don't know why I didn't think that she was going to tell me that I was pregnant, because she put my mama out, so it had to be something, you know. So she was like, is there any way that you can be pregnant? I was like, I mean, I be having sex, but no, I'm not pregnant. She was like, do you use protection? And I was like, no. And she was like, well, you're pregnant. And I was like, nah, I ain't pregnant. I was like, you pregnant? Well, you got the wrong name. I was like, let me see the paper. So she gave me the paper, and it had my name on there, and it was like positive. Y'all, my heart was in my coochie, literally. Like, my whole world just stopped. Like, I just knew my mama was finna kill me and beat me down in that hospital. So I just stood there in the daze, and I was just like, and when she was telling me that I was pregnant, they was discharging me. So I just stood there in the daze, and I was just like, I didn't know what to do, y'all. I was just so stuck. Like, I never wanted no kids. I wanted to be an Amy type, you know. I didn't want no kids. So my mama came back in the room, and she was mad. She was cussing and stuff, because she was like, we've been there too long, they need to hurry up. So she came back in the room, she grabbed her purse, and she was like, come on, Bree. And I just stood there, and she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, mama. And she was like, what? And I was like, I'm pregnant. She was like, Bree, quit fucking playing with me. Come on, it's time to go. I've been in this hospital too goddamn long. I need a cigarette. And I was like, no, for real, mama, I'm pregnant. And she was like, are you fucking serious, Bree? And I said, yeah. And my mama just lost it right there, y'all. She just started crying so hard. And so I started crying. And she hugged me real tight. She told me, I got you. Do anything. I'm here for you. And she was like, I'm not happy with the decision. Well, not the decision. I'm not happy with what happened. But it's life, and it happens. And she was like, I know you don't have nobody else, and I'm here for you. And that really touched my heart, because I thought she was gonna beat me in there. Like, I was real scared for my life. I thought she was gonna really beat me. And after that, she texted my boyfriend and was like, y'all about to be parents. And he was like, for real? And y'all, me and him didn't talk for like 3 hours, because we was both just gone. Like, I don't know. I just, and like abortion was like never crossed my mind. Like, when I used to tell my boyfriend the symptoms that I was having or whatever, he'll be like, what if you're pregnant or something like that? And I used to be like, abort, like abortion, I'm gonna get an abortion. But I really didn't mean it, because I really didn't never sit and think that, like, I'm pregnant, what am I gonna do, you know? So I was like, abortion, like just brushing it off, because I knew I wasn't pregnant. I just knew in my heart that I wasn't pregnant. So after me and him started back talking, it was crazy. I got home. Well, I had some braids at the time. So I'm stressing in the hospital, because my mom trying to make them give me a pregnancy test. I'm just taking the braids down, like just taking them down fast. Like, so when I got home, all of my braids wasn't taken down. So I started taking the rest of them down. And I had called my friend, and I was like, I'm pregnant. And my friend just started crying. And at that moment, I was just like, what am I gonna do? Because, like, I'm about to be a mama. And my family we ain't never just had it like that. But my mama always made a way. And we was struggling. Like, we was struggling. And so I'm like, how am I gonna take care of a baby? I can't even take care of myself, you know? Like, I couldn't even do nothing for myself. Like, I was just like, what did I get myself into, you know? But after I told my boyfriend and everything, he just got on his stuff and made a way, and been making a way ever since then. And like, she's good. She don't want for nothing. She don't, well, I'm not gonna say want, because she a baby, she can't want nothing, but she don't need for nothing. Like, we been at this, like, we good. Like, we, if anything, we gonna make sure she good regardless of anything. And yep, that's how I found out I was pregnant at 16. And it was so crazy because this was my first time having sex. Like, my very first time, y'all. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, like, I was so new to all of this. Everything just started hitting me so fast. Like, hitting me. Like, it was so crazy. And, like, I just want y'all to know, if it's anybody out there, and, like, I'm not condoning teen pregnancy, because I want y'all to experience y'all teenage life. Like me, I was lame. Like, I had friends, but, like, I wasn't a party type of girl. Like, I never did nothing. So when I got pregnant and I had to just stay in the house constantly, it didn't bother me at all, because that's what I did on a regular basis. Like, even if I wasn't pregnant, I would still be sitting in the house. Like, I was a watching TV and eat type of girl. Like, I wasn't no party girl. I've never been to a party a day in my life. Like, that's just not me. I don't go to parties. Like, I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea. But I want y'all to experience y'all teenage lives. Like, it's more out there than having sex and getting pregnant. Like, I love my baby. I love her with everything in me. But it's other stuff out there for y'all, like, for real. And I just want y'all to know, if you think you pregnant, go get checked, bro. Like, for real, because it's a lot of people having miscarriages out here, and you gotta really take care of your body when you're pregnant. Like, I know y'all think that, like, the baby not really formed yet at the beginning of the pregnancy, so it don't matter. But that's the most, like, that's, I'm not gonna say that's the most, but, like, that's when you really need to take care of your body, because your baby's so small and anything can happen. It's a different risk when you, like, at your second and third trimester, because your baby already, like, pretty much fully developed, and it's already, like, in your stomach. You already basically showing, you know. But, like, when your baby's little, you know, you need to really take care of your body. Like, I'm talking about taking your prenatal vitamins, eating right, walking, like, everything, y'all. But I just wanted to share my story with y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me what else y'all want to know, and yeah, see y'all later.